What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra, wearing the crown himself. It's King Kimo. His opponent today, also, I mean, he's not in the blue color, he's in the red color. He's playing as Poseidon, aptly named the King Slayer. His name is Matreiuss. King Kimo versus Matreiuss, the King Slayer. Who will come out victorious in this game is going to be something that only time will tell, really. But easily two of, if not the two best players currently playing this game at this point, playing their main gods. It's a rare treat in this day and age to see players in rated games going full send, old school, just not trying, just gonna show up and see what's gonna happen. So Matreiuss moving forward already with a villager, looking to get onto this hunt. Sometimes if you find yourself in these situations on maps like Blue Lagoon, sometimes this is a really, really good way to start, where the idea is you can send some villagers forward to hunt, and then you can throw up a temple on this forward location, go through ARES and get super aggressive against Ra, and if the Ra's not prepared for it, things can be really, really bad, especially on Blue Lagoon. It's something that we can we can expect to see some of the time, especially depending on how the gold lines are going. So Kimo over here, his build orders have been getting stranger and stranger. You can see right here that he's just gone for husbandry. He's just gone for husbandry. He's got himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zebra here. 5 zebra, and he's gone for husbandry. So if you guys are aware, there is some build orders for Ra in which you can very comfortably do 4-minute advance time, 4-minute 15 advance time, 4-minute 30 advance time with Ra, getting yourself 0, 1, or 2 monuments respectively to advance at that time. The reason why Kimo is doing this completely different style is maybe simply on the fact that he feels that this is the best way to play Ra. That's got to be the only... That's got to be the only real reason. As we see the lumber camp on this location there being thrown up. And the temple coming up over here as well for Kimo. So end of the day, the question becomes, how important is getting food out really fast for Ra? And if the answer is not that important, we're just going to be farming anyways. Maybe we don't need to bother with the hunting dogs. Things are going to be okay. I mean, already we're seeing Kimo without the temple not being able to advance here. So he's going for a later advance time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I actually quite like Ra going 1 town center on Blue Lagoon against Poseidon. I think it's a really good way to play the early game. But if he wanted to go up faster here, he should be thinking about ways in which he can get that 100 gold at the 2-minute 20 mark so that he can get the temple up in time. Anyways, we are seeing Matreiuss moving forward with his Theseus. This shouldn't do all too much damage. If we take a quick think about now what Matreiuss is doing, he is going through ARES, so the Theseus does make a lot of sense, and there is a forward temple here. So I'm very excited about this. I said that sometimes this happens when you can go for these early game pushes, but one thing that I'll note is if Matreiuss wasn't going through ARES here, I would definitely say this Theseus, this early Theseus is kind of a no-go. There's not really a whole lot of point to it. But because he's gone so fast to the second age, and because he's gone through ARES here, he's going to be able to make this work. And we are actually seeing Matreiuss go for Military Academy stable. And this is something that I would normally be very, very happy to see. The idea of not going for archers in this matchup is really, really smart. However, this is a completely different situation. This is ARES. This is being aggressive. This is trying to fight in the classical age. And trying to deny this this settlement here, which we'll see if it's going to be out. Kimo doesn't care that there's a Colossus here right now. He is going straight at this, and we'll see if Matreiuss is going to be able to deny this this town center. He does have the Colossus ready to start hitting the town center and denying that one. We've got the Theseus trying to take out the Pharaoh over here as Hippolyta going to be coming in. We do see the shifting sands immediately onto a Hippolyta and hits the hoplite as well here as the Cyclops going to be retreating away. The Hippocon coming through for Matreiuss is going to attempt to finish off the Pharaoh here, which it will be able to do as the priest is the next target. The Hippolyta going to swing around here as well. And it looks to me as if this town center may not be going up. We see a stray villager making her way over here as well. Very low HP. Might be worth it for Kimo to be targeting that one down here, but going to finish off the hoplite instead. The Hippolyta going to come through here and take down the Wadget. Now the question has to be, was that worth it for Kimo or not? Was that worth it for Kimo or not? He's gonna still have the 400 gold, 100 food in that settlement, but he's gonna be put behind. So it looks like he's moving over to the top town center. He's gonna be going for that. So Kimo 100% wants 2 town center, and he is going to fight as hard as he can to get 2 town centers in this game. He gets the was that a priest out? He gets the priest out of the temple. Some walls coming around the temple to protect it against potential follow-up Cyclops coming in here. But things have gone well for the early game here for Matreiuss, as he's almost caught out a villager over here. But the villager does retreat back, will stay alive. The wall's going to continue coming up. Shadoof on the way for Kimo. If we take a quick look at the economic upgrades, he's got pickaxe. He's got enough resources for plow as well. The town center just about to come up over here. We'll see farms being dropped onto that location, I'm sure. Now, luckily for Kimo, he's got these 2 watchtowers here, so there's no good location for the Hippolyta to sit and shoot at this gold mine. Maybe, just maybe, he could come in here and be out of range of both watchtowers and get some damage done, but it's like Matreiuss is going to decide to pull back nonetheless. As we see some archery range now coming down for Matreiuss, so wanting to stick it out in the classical age. I think Matreiuss could have 100% just taken that win there and then gone for his own second town center and been pretty happy about the position he found himself in. But right now, look at this. Kimo is on this forward gold mine, living the dream. He's super happy about being there. Farms slowly coming down. Kimo still able to support his villager production for the time being. Looks like he's got enough villagers on food to make that work here. Getting himself Skin of the Rhino super early as well is a big hit to the potential villagers that Kimo could have, but it will keep his villagers alive much, much better. So if you play on Extended Edition, you can actually get the Skin of the Rhino out in the temple, unless you're on on the Meta Plays patch. But on Voobly, that is not available. So if you want to take the make the villagers stronger and have a little bit more protection, you have to take the loss in villager production to make that happen. As now Matreiuss making his way in, going to try and take down this temple. Yet again, the villagers have got themselves plowed. They've got themselves Shadoof. The armory is up over here. I tell you what, Matreiuss could really do with a Pegasus of some variety to sit on this gold mine. Because right now, Kimo is getting away with murder. Because what Matreiuss has to be expecting here is that this gold mine is going to be expiring around 10 minutes. And that's the game plan here. Expiring around 10 minutes. All the farms go down. Matreiuss has got the army to get some sort of a gold staff here, but it's not going to be that way because Kimo's up on this top gold mine already enjoying life as the temple does end up going down. Kimo has clicked up through Hathor. Temple on the back going to be coming up here, and these villagers can happily just leave this gold mine if they so choose. There's the gold at the top with enough villagers up there for the time being. These villagers can just jump back, jump onto the chickens or something like that, as Matreiuss is actually going all out here. He's going to take down both of these watchtowers. The Pharaoh's going to drop here, potentially fall as well. And now Kimo's gold in some pressure, and the top tower falling as well. This is going to give some really nice movement options for Matreiuss here. He does have himself out as Cyclops as well, as he's going to get a secondary one as well. That's crazy. But he's still going to have to deal with the Migdol coming up fairly soon. But he does have the ARES, which is going to slow down Kimo's production to a halt. So that's it's going to be a thing that we might see as well, as the Wadget gets a little bit of damage done. The Toxoid is going to be moving in here for Matreiuss. We are seeing those heroes coming out as well. The Rock and Wadget, not Wadget, Patsukos popping out here, going to be helping to defend, as the Matreiuss units going to be making their way in onto this position. And Matreiuss says, can't do anything more over there. Migdol coming up onto this position. One Hippocon already over here, but too little too late it would seem. There's no priest being sent up to that location. There probably should have been, as now the Cyclops can very happily just wander through here, start bashing that Migdol down, and with the help of Pestilence, he might actually be able to finish it off, as we see a hoplite or two falling here, as some spearmen going to be moving in onto this position. There's a world in which the barracks can be hit by the Pestilence as well. If Matreiuss clicks here, you can hit both those barracks and the Migdol, as we'll see if that's what he's going to do. Kimo not queuing up any units. There's the Prosperity, and he does hit that barracks, but not this one. So still going to be a handful of those spearmen to come here. But Hoplite, Hippocon are out. The village is going to turn and take this fight right now. They are skin of the Rhino, so they're very, very strong. But so many Cyclops are out here right now. If you can pick one of these up with the Cyclops and then get the damage done, throwing them onto the villagers over here or something like that, it's a lot of damage to be done there. But most of those hoplites getting cleaned up there by the villagers. Kimo is 2 town centers, so he can definitely utilize those in his army and be happy about that, as the Pharaoh does get immediately taken out, as these Cyclops, they're doing decent damage to the Migdol, but it's currently being repaired way too quickly, as another priest falls, and now the Cyclops are back to feeling fairly normal here, I would say. As the Pestilence is just about out here, Cyclops picks up that villager that is going to be falling. Another Cyclops coming in for Matreiuss, going to be attempting to continue this pressure here, as a straight Chariot Archer making its way in. But now with the Wadget and the Patsukos over here, they do a lot of damage to these myth units that are retreating back. And look at that damage there. We'll get the Spearman kill, but that's about it. Not going to hit too much with the splash damage. And we do actually see Elder Cyclops coming in here. So if we take a quick look at what the Elder Cyclops does, it's an extra 100% crush damage and 50% hack damage. So it's not quite as good as a second Cyclops, but if you have 2 Cyclops, that will be well worth more than 3 in terms of DPS. So if you want to be going for the DPS, getting Elder Cyclops is such a good upgrade after you've got the second Cyclops out, in order to get the good stuff done. It doesn't actually give much else in terms of stats. Negative 25% train time isn't really a big enough tool to help you out here. As now Kimo going to be wandering forward and back, and Matreiuss, he's got a lot of gold in the bank. He's got a lot of villagers on gold over here. He's going to be finishing up on that one, and he will have to start thinking about farming soon. He does still have decent amounts of food on the map with the elephant over here, the villagers over here, but his villagers are incredibly out in the open. The question really ends up being, what can Kimo actually spot here? As we see the Rock coming over here, that'll get a villager kill or 2. As Matreiuss has to react. And has he reacted? Looks like he has not seen the Rock over here just yet, as we are going to be seeing the Cyclops moving in onto this position. What does Kimo have to defend this? Nothing here for the time being, but Matreiuss is going to move in and be caught out in the nick of time here, it would see, as immediately we see the Pharaoh getting sniped here. Will this Cyclops get a special amount of damage done? Gets a little bit there. Every single bounce there does a little bit of hack damage, as the Migdol is now getting torn down yet again by these Cyclops, now doing the extra damage to the Migdol stronghold from that upgrade. So it's going to be going down very, very fast. As we see villagers getting pulled off the gold mine. Going to start repairing this one up as best as they possibly can here. As more Toxotes moving in onto this position. Can Matreiuss finish this Migdol off or not is the question. As Kimo is desperately trying to hold on to this position. We see some priests coming in here to try and defend. The Cyclops getting pulled back just a little bit now as the Migdol does go down. Population is 111 for Kimo to Matreiuss, who's at 69. So the Cyclops are a big deal. They do a lot of damage here, but Kimo's held strong. And Kimo's going to be able to throw down a Migdol here very, very soon if he so chooses. Or he can simply just mass more and more spearmen here. If he's got a market, he could be buying food in order to spam these spearmen out even faster if he so chooses. Or simply just Migdol down, priest in power, live the dream here. As Kimo's trying to push out that rock, he's still looking for some big amounts of damage as the villagers finish up on that food situation over here. Matreiuss is going to have to pull that one back fairly soon. I mean, he does still have the elephant over here, but it's not that valuable. As Matreiuss is going to be leaving now, and Kimo has to figure out how he's going to continue now in this game. As, well, that's just how it is. So, we'll see how it's all going to go. Kimo pushing in. Matreiuss has to defend. He has to get to full population. He does have these Toxotes, which possibly not the best at this situation to have. Because Kimo's going to... If you're Kimo here and you want to be on top of things... What you do is you leave your spearmen around about here, and then you push in with your chariot archers. Sniper Toxote, retreat back. Sniper Toxote, retreat back. If the Hippocon move forward, you move your spearmen forward. This micro matchup is very, very similar to Age of Empires 4, where the counter units actually matter quite a bit. So if Kimo could get on top of that, he'd be able to snipe down those Toxotes very easily. But looks like he's leaving here with his units, coming down to the bottom side of the map, looking to grab his second or third town center here with a Migdol. He's actually got the resources to advance to the Mythic Age. And if Matreiuss knew that the army was out of position, he could definitely go in and rush this Migdol down yet again. He's got 2 Cyclops, he's got 6 Hippocon, and those Toxotes, well, not so good against the army. Very, very good against villagers. As we see... The Hippocon coming in here, going to be taking the Laborer down. And the gate going to be getting finished in this position as well. As Kimo is now advancing through Osiris. 20% of the way there. The Cyclops back onto this Migdol. Going to be doing tons of damage to the Priest here as well. Going to be going down as a third Cyclops in onto this position. But the problem is for Matreiuss, even if he kills this Migdol, there's a gold mine down the bottom, which Matreiuss has to deal with. Kimo can get that fairly easily. Not only that, we're seeing Kimo go for a very aggressive town center, and there's still an ability to sell wood and food to get gold here. As Matreiuss going onto these farms as best as he can, getting that economy going. He is eating all of the hunt on the map, but he's kind of stuck in the classical age to some degrees. He's still making Cyclops. He's kind of still making Cyclops as well. What Matreiuss kind of needs is somehow getting some tech here. He's got his armory up. How are the economic upgrades looking is the question. No economic upgrades. He sees the town center over there. Not only does he see the town center, but it's a fortified town center. And it might even have masons. No masons, but he can get masons here if he wants to. So he's got a huge amount of resources right now as, well, Matreiuss is moving around. He's got a stable or two coming up on this 15 gold mine. There's nothing left there. Osiris coming in, and Kimo is just saying, you know what? I'm gonna take this gold mine. Why not? Why not have this gold mine for himself? The Cyclops going to be going after this town center for the time being, but there is a potential Son of Osiris to come here for Matreiuss, and that's, sorry, for Kimo, which Matreiuss is going to have to deal with. As the Son of Osiris moving forward, the question is going to be, can Matreiuss catch that out or not? We see ourselves a bit of a Locust here to keep the siege works from going up, but the Locust might deal some friendly fire damage here as Kimo's villagers do manage to get that one up. The Toxoid is going straight after the Son of Osiris here as this town center looks like it will be falling. Mercenary cavalry coming in here. The Son of Osiris actually able to do a lot of damage to those Elder Cyclops there as well. And we do see in that moment that Matreiuss does have to indeed tap out here. Kimo able to hold on after all that pressure. Too many units kind of dying for free here for Matreiuss, but a really nice try. But I like that he managed to stop this town center. He did a ton of damage over here, but because he didn't know that this gold mine was being mined, that was the big problem. I'm sure if Matreiuss just gets that one Pegasus, I keep saying it, one Pegasus is kind of all you need to be seeing all around the map. If you take a look at any Odin gameplay, and specifically you talk to the top Odin players like Rappel or Soup, they'll tell you that the Ravens are actually invaluable. The idea of leaving a Raven in one spot is almost unknown. It's like that you don't do that at the top level. You move it around, you try and get sneaky information into where your opponent's army movements are going, and all of that good stuff. And if you have a Pegasus, you can do exactly the same thing while also keeping a good eye on gold and getting stops where that's concerned. But in the end of the day here, Kimo too smart with the Skin of the Rhino technology, able to hold on and not lose too many villagers here and keep his economic advantage. Convert, gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.